Right, welcome back to another game of On Base Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp, and I'm the designer and creator of On Base. In this game, we're going to continue our Braves Instant Replay, which is playing every first game of every series in 2022. So we're using the Zips projected roster sheets that I've created, and they're using Zips projections to recreate all of the values you need to play with On-Base Baseball. If you want to get those each time that I make one of these videos, I release them to the On-Base Baseball Facebook group. So you can follow the link in the description of this video and join the group, and you can have access to those. I've I've also recently began to put those on a website. So I'm pulling those projections from Google Sheets, which is what I use for all of my spreadsheets. And I'm pulling them into a web page, which then you can access both the pitchers and the hitter stats on a phone or computer, desktop, or whatever device that you have. Don't know if that's going to make anything easier, but it's definitely a step forward in creating some things that I wanted to make for a long time, because all of the games, cards, everything that I do is actually inside of Google Sheets. So that's going to be helpful for creating digital versions of whatever games that of whatever I want to make. So just a little behind the scenes there. In this game, the Braves are going into Cincinnati. So they're going to be playing the Reds for 3 games. This game for real wound up 8-1, I believe, 9-1. The score was 9-1, and it went well until the last 3 innings, and the Braves just started launching home runs and scoring runs like crazy. So we'll see if that happens on the tabletop today. Got an interesting matchup between pitchers, Mike Minor and Maxwell Fried. Fried, one of the best pitchers in the major leagues, Minor with an almost 6 FIP. So we'll see how this goes for Mike Minor. He pitched really well last night. He is a first-round pick of the Braves many years ago. Also had success in Texas, where he was an all-star, but he's coming back to pitch for the Reds now. A little more gray in his beard that I noticed last night, but I remember watching Minor when he came up. I was pretty excited about his future, and just didn't pan out like the Braves hoped. Same with, I think he was in the Kobe Allard trade, if I remember right. I'm not sure who they got back from that, but Kobe Allard has pitched for the Rangers too, so there's a couple of quality pitchers that the Rangers picked up for a while. For the Braves, it's going to be Acuna Jr. He'll be DHing. He's coming back from a bruised foot where he fouled a ball off the instep of his foot. Swanson is at short, batting second, and as hot as anybody in baseball. Olson, steady, a rock at first base. He's hitting third. Riley had a really good game last night, including, 3 RBIs or something like that. He'll be hitting fourth. Darno, with a long hitting streak. He's at 5, 6, 7 games, something like that. Ozuna is in left, not playing well, but did hit a couple balls well last night. Duvall also not playing particularly well, but he's got like a 5-game extra base hit streak or something like that going. So maybe he's going to be turning things around. Arcia solid at second base as a backup. He's playing in for the injured Albies, who fractured his foot. And then Michael Harris II, who has been one of the top rookies in the league this year. And like I said, it'll be Max Fried, a 277 FIP, 25 innings, or 25 batters face is what he can go. Always a joy to pitch with Fried on the tabletop. I think he's had complete games in the last 1 or 2 that I've played here. And just threw stellar last night again. For the Reds, it'll be Jonathan India, last year Rookie of the Year campaign, and then this year has fallen off somewhat. Brandon Drury, sort of their big bopper. He's batting second and playing DH. He's in the DH role. Tommy Pham will be in left. Joey Votto, the ageless one, playing at first base and hitting cleanup. Kyle Farmer dropped off significantly from last season. Donovan Solano, who is playing third base, just an average player out there. Albert Almora Jr. Trying to make his way back after many seasons with the Cubs. Senzel in center field, not batting well, but a good center fielder. And I hope I'm saying it right. It's Papirski. It seems right. He's a catcher. Don't know who that is, but he is hitting ninth. And it'll be Mike Minor, lefty for the Reds, 589 FIP. He can go 25 batters, so he's giving them innings. Just, I suppose, getting knocked around. I'm not really sure. I haven't kept up with the Reds too much this year. But we are going to jump into this game. Let's get our roller straightened out. Make sure everything is on the screen okay. All right. This also uses the on-base dice roller. You can find the URL here. You can also just look up on a search engine on-base dice roller, and you should be able to find it. It's on-base and not on-base advanced. On-base advanced has 2d10s. The on-base dice roller is meant to be used with on-base baseball, which is 2d6s and a d9. So a little bit different setup for each of those games. All right, let's get to the first inning, first pitch of the Atlanta Braves at the Cincinnati Reds. This is played on July 1st, 2022. It's game number 78 in the season, so closing in after this weekend, going into next week, will be at the midway point, so 4 games left to get to the midway section, or midway point of the season. And 3 games left, I guess, huh? 79, 80, and then 81 will be, after that will be sort of crossing over the midway point of the season. Braves are 3 games out, I believe. Not sure what the standings are these days. Suppose I could check that very quickly. And they stand 3.5 out. Looks like maybe the Mets won last night as well. So they're 3.5 out behind the Mets. They are fully into the wild card. I think if the season ended today, they would be one of the wild cards. So they've sort of scratched and clawed their way back into the playoffs scene by going 21-6 during the month of June. So that'll definitely set you off to get you back into anything when you have a streak like that. So it's been fun to watch them. All right, it's going to be Acuna Jr., Swanson, and Olson leading off against the lefty Mike Minor. That's a 1-6. 1-6 to a 25 is going to be a fly ball. And it's down the left field line. Little can of corn out there for Tommy Pham as he puts it away for out number 1. Swanson, he gets under 1, lifts it to right field, and the right fielder is Almora. He's back on a little bit, but he makes the play. And the 2-6 to Olson. Olson has a 27 batting runs. That's going to be a single with an error check. Minor is pitching out of this last column, by the way. So a 26 is a blank. And there's lots of danger out here with walks and home runs. And Max Fried, for what it's worth, will be pitching out of the first column. So a 26 to a 2-6 to a 27 is going to be here. That's going to be a single with an error check. So it's a single. Let's check the error. No error on the play. It was a single to left field. So base knock for Matty Olson following what he did last night, which was a base hit to right field. There's a 4-6 to a 22. 4-6 to a 22 is almost always going to be a double play or a strikeout. And it is. And that's Minor's first K as he gets Austin Riley swinging. That was sort of a similar first inning for the Braves. They got Olson on, but Riley poked a 2-run home run over the right center field wall, and they took a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the first. But here, it's going to be no runs on 1 hit. The Braves leave 1 on, and Minor gets through the first inning unscathed. And so we head to the bottom of the first. It's going to be Max Fried against India Drury and Tommy Pham. Here's a 2-4, 2-4 to a 1. Again, double play or a strikeout. And that's going to be a K for Mr. Fried. Picks up Brandon Drury, a 1-5 to an 11. 1-5 to an 11 is a base hit. So he whacks that one through to the left side. There's a 2-3 to Tommy Pham, who is an 11 batting runs. So a 2-3 to an 11 is going to be a ground out. You know, it wasn't. There's nobody at first. So Drury is an 11. He had a 1-5. That should be here. That should be a ground out to the second baseman. I mean, a ground out to the catcher. Sorry, I missed that one. So this is a 2-3 to an 11. And same instance here. It's going to be a ground out with an error check. So it's a ground ball to second base. Arcia is able to make the play with no issues. And that's going to be 3 up, 3 down for the Reds. Sorry, I missed on that one. I was thinking something else with Drury, but he's in this second column. So we got Darno, Ozuna, and Duvall coming up for the Braves in the top of the second inning. There's a 4-5, 4-5 to a 6. 4-5 to a 6 is going to be a fly ball. And that's a little can of corn out to center field. And that'll be out number 1 as Senzel takes care of it. Here's a 3-5 to a -3. 3-5 to a -3. That's going to be a K. So Miner gets him with the changeup. And that's going to be swinging for out number 2. 2 down, nobody on for Adam Duvall. A 1-4 to a -7. 1-4 is going to be trouble. That's going to be a double off of the pitcher's column. So 1-4 is one of the trip up numbers. 1-4, 2-2, and 3-6 are going to be sort of bad mojo for old Mike Miner. He doesn't want to hit those too much. But Duvall hits a 2-out double and brings up Arcia to the plate. 3-6 to Arcia. Again, there's the walk. And so that one, he gets hit by both of them. And that puts 2 on for Michael Harris II. 5-6 to Harris he's a 3. And that's going to be a strikeout for Harris as he gets 2 on. And he can't bring them in. And the Braves leave 2 in the second inning. Don't score any. And Mike Miner dances around some 2-out trouble. And we go to the bottom of the second inning, still tied at 0. It'll be Votto, Farmer, and Donovan Solano to the plates. A 1-6 to Votto is going to be a fly ball. That's a fly ball down the right field line as he pulls it. And getting there right on the line is Duvall. And he'll make the catch for out number 1. Farmer, the shortstop, he's a 1 batting runs. 2-4 to a 1. 2-4 to a 1 is going to be a double play or a strikeout. Fried freezes him with a fastball in the corner. Can't pull it. And it's going to be Solano now. A 1-4 to Solano, who is a 0 batting runs. And that's going to be a walk. So Fried issues his first walk of the game. And that brings up Almora Jr., who's -6 batting runs. So he'll be out of this first column. He's got 1 on and 2 outs. And it's a 2-5 to him. 2-5 to a -6 is going to be a fly ball with an error check. So it's a fly ball to left. That's Ozuna out there. No easy plays for Ozuna. But he comes in and he makes it look easy as he comes in hard and makes the play on a dying quail to left. And that's going to be 3 down as the Reds strand 1 in the second inning. Still tied at 0 as we go to the top of the third. The Braves turn the lineup back over to Acuna, and then it'll be Swanson and Olsen. Here's a 2-3 to Acuna. That's going to be a ground ball. 2-3 is a ground out with an error check. So a ground ball to the second baseman. Possible error. Who's the second baseman? It is India, and India is a minus fielder this year. So that's going to be an E4 as he can't handle the play. And that puts Acuna at first base. Let's go ahead and try to steal with Ronald. Anything 1 to 6 is going to be safe. And 7, 8, or 9, he'll be out. Oh, and he's just in there with the stolen base. So runner at second base now with Swanson at the plate. Swanson was 4 for 4, just missed the cycle. Here's a 2-3 to a 20. 2-3 to a 20 is going to be a ground out with an error check. So a ground ball to first base. This should move the runner along. No error on the play. And Votto will take it unassisted to first. That's going to move the runner over to third base with the fielder's choice. So Good piece of hitting there by Dansby Swanson as he gets one to third with Matty Olson coming to the plate. 2-4 to Olson. He's 27. That's going to be a double play or a strikeout. No double play is in order, so that's going to be a K as Olson strikes out with one in scoring position. Last chance here in the inning for the Braves is Austin Riley. 2-5 to a 22. 2-5 to a 22 is a fly out, but an error check as it's going down the right field line. Now Moore is coming in hard. He charges, he slides, he makes the catch, and that is going to be out number 3 as Albert Almora Jr. comes in, former center fielder for the Cubs. So good glove out in right field, and he comes in and makes the play right at the line with the sliding catch and saves a run. So no runs on no hits and one left on. They survive the error from Jonathan India. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's going to be Senzel, Papierski, and India. I'm just going to call him Papierski. Maybe I'll call him Pap. And then we'll see what goes on. And then India against Max Fried. 2-6 from Fried. That's going to be a strikeout right off of Fried's column. And he gets Senzel looking. And that's out number 1. Strikeout number 3 for Fried. Here's a 3-5 to Pop. Papierski. 3-5 to a -6. That's going to be a strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for Fried. And here's a 1-2 to India. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. Dansby, no problem with that one as he gets it over to Olson. And that's 3-3 down inning for Fried. Head to the top of the fourth inning. Good pitcher's duel here. Mike Minor holding his own against the Cy Young candidate Maxwell Fried. And it'll be d'Arnaud, Ozuna, and Duvall in this fourth inning for the Braves. 2-6 from Minor, 2-6 to a 6 is a ground out. That's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. And no problem there for India as he makes the play, puts the error to the back of his mind. And that'll be one down for the Braves. Ozuna to the plate, a 1-2 to a -3. That's going to be a ground out. And this time it goes to Farmer at short, and he'll make the play over to first for 2 quick outs. Minor facing Duvall. Duvall doubled his last time up. This time, not so much. That's going to be a strikeout, and this time Minor gets him looking right on the corner. And maybe Duvall was thinking slider in, not sure. But he strikes out, and that's a 3-3 down inning for Mike Minor as we head to the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Drury, Pham, and Joey Votto, so heart of the order for Cincinnati against Max Fried. 1-5 to an 11. 1-5 to an 11 is going to be a base knock. So Drury this time does complete, and he hits one just over the second baseman's head and into right center field. It'll bring up Tommy Pham to the plate. Pham is 0 for 1. There's a 4-4 to an 11. 4-4 to an 11. That's going to be a single. So back-to-back singles for the Reds. And they've got 2 on with nobody out and Joey Votto to the plate. 1-5 to Votto, 1-5 to a 6. That's going to be another single. 3 straight hits for Cincinnati as they load the bases. And they're loaded for Kyle Farmer. Let's see. A 4-5, 4-5 to a 1 is going to be a fly ball. So that's a fly out to right center field. The right fielder is Adam Duvall. Good arm out there. They're not going to take a chance. So that's going to be out number 1. Not deep enough to score the runner. He's only a 5. I'm really not comfortable sending someone like that. But we'll see. Here's Solano, the third baseman. And that's going to be a strikeout for him as he strikes out swinging. And here's a 1-5 to a -6. Almora is the batter. A 1-5 to a -6 is going to be a single with an error check. So they do wind up getting the big base hit. And it's going to be a base knock for Almora. That's going to be to the center fielder. The center fielder is Michael Harris. So it's got to be a 1 to be an error, and it's not. So that's going to drive in the run from third base. And we're going to try to score this runner coming around third. That's Tommy Pham, 1-6. He's safe at home, and he is safe. That's going to be a 2 RBI single for Almora Jr., who comes through in the clutch for Cincinnati as they take a 2-0 lead on the Braves. It will be Nick Senzel, 2 on and 2 outs, runners at first and second. There's a 2-3 to a -11. 2-3 to a -11. It's going to be a ground out with an error check. That's back to Fried. Fried makes the play with no issues. He tosses it over at first, and that's going to be your inning, but not before Cincinnati puts 2 on the board as they take a 2-0 lead on the Braves. Head to the top of the 5th inning. Miner's doing well. He's not quite to 18 batters yet, so cruising through the lineup, and we'll see how that goes the third time through. It'll be Arcia, Harris, and Acuna Jr. 4-6 to Arcia is going to be a double play or a strikeout, so another K for Mike Miner. And Harris comes up, a 2-4 to Harris, who's a 3. That's going to be another strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for Mike Miner as he's turning it on here in the 5th inning. Acuna Jr. is the batter. He is 0 for 2. He wound up at third his last at bat. This time he's going to take a walk. We're going to let Dansby swing away. Not going to try to steal here. So let's let Dansby hit away and see. I got a good feeling about this. There's a 3-3. 3-3 to a 20. 3-3 to a 20 is a double. I'm glad that I followed my gut instincts. Just let yourself do that while you're playing. You got a gut feeling about somebody, just go with it. You know, this is how you manage. This is how you feel about baseball. We're going to try to score Acuna with 2 outs, 1-6. It'd be safe. And he is in there. 1-6 on the D9, I mean. And he's in there safely on the double. And that's going to be an RBI double for Dansby Swanson as the Braves cut the lead in half. 2-1 now, the lead for Cincinnati, with a very dangerous Matt Olson still at the plate. He's 1 for 2. 5-6 to a 27 is going to be a hit by pitch or a walk. So that's going to be a walk for Olson, who leads the world in walks. And runners at first and second now for the really dangerous Austin Riley. That's a 1-4 to a 22. 1-4 to a 22. That's going to be a double off of the pitcher's column. So remember, 1-4 is one of our lightning rods. So he's going to score. That's going to be an RBI. And let's go ahead and try to score Olson. 1-5 on the D9. He will be safe. Otherwise, he's going to be out. Oh, and they get him at the plate. So not sure where that double went, but we're just going to call him out. Let's just say 7-6-2, something like that. I don't know what it was for real. It's close enough. All right, so that's going to be out number 3. So they get Olson at the plate trying to get greedy, but they do get an RBI double here from Riley. So RBI doubles from Riley and Swanson ties the game at 2, and we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Papirski, India, Drury up for the Cincinnati Reds. 2-4 to a -7 is going to be a strikeout, and Max gets him with the big curveball, and he can't get to it. So that's going to be out number 1. Jonathan India, the second baseman, is up. He's 0 for 2 on the game. Here's a 2-3 to a 2-5. 2-5 to a 1. It's going to be a fly ball to dead central. Let's check the error. No error on Harris as he goes back and makes the play on the ball for out number 2. Another 2-5, this time to an 11. 2-5 to an 11, same result, fly out to center field. And Harris is up for it again, and that's going to be 3 down. 1-2-3, go the Reds in the 5th. We head to the top of the 6th, game tied at 2. Really good matchup here. And 18, 19, 21, 2. So we got one more inning with Mike Miner. Doesn't really matter because he's not going to be going down anywhere, so we can go as far as we need to with him, but we'll check out how the Braves respond here, whether it's good to keep Miner in the game or not. Fried, 20 batters in. He can probably go another inning or 2. Once he meets his limit, he's just going to drop down to the second column, which is still, pretty good. There's one double in there that that is actually a saving grace sometimes because it's double or triple. So he takes away the double. So even though it's a result here, it's not a bad result per se. We got Darno, Ozuna, and Duvall in the 6th inning. There's a 2-3. 2-3 should be a ground out to the third baseman, and we're going to check the error on the play. Possible error on the third baseman. Third baseman is Solano, and he can't handle it. He can't pick it up. By the time he does, he gets it over to first, and the bobble is going to cost him, as that's going to be an E5. Why did I put 6? So that's going to be an E5 on Solano, and the Braves have one on with nobody out. It will be Marcell Ozuna. I always want to say Pablo Ozuna. Marcell Ozuna. A 1-2 to a -3. That's going to be a ground out, but it is going to advance the runner as he hits a little dribbler to second base. And that's going to be a 4-3 on the putout. And we're going to advance here on the fielder's choice. So no play there for India except to first base. And that's going to move the runner d'Arnaud to second. And that will be Duvall. Duvall 1 for 2. He's got a double. And he's going to get a little bit more here. That's a 2-2. And Minor leaves one out over the plate, and Duvall deposits it into the left center field stands. And that's going to be a 2-run bomb, a jack, a Gonzola for Adam Duvall. So he puts the Braves up 4-2, and I think that's going to be it for Minor. So let's go ahead and take Mike Minor out of the game and bring in a new pitcher for the Reds. All right, and the new pitcher for the Reds is going to be Sessa, the right-hander, coming out of the bullpen, 482 FIP and 5 batters faced. He did not pitch particularly well last night, gave up 3 runs. I think he's the one that gave up the home run to Dansby Swanson, if I remember right. Doesn't close the book on Minor. Actually, I guess it does, so he's going to be cleared out. 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and 7 Ks for Mike Minor. So an admirable start, except for the error to the home run that just happened in the 6th inning. But got about what you thought you were going to get out of Mike Minor there, and thought he could get through one more inning and sort of stretch it, but he did not. And so we bring in Sessa. Sessa is going to be coming in against Arcia and Harris. 1-6, he induces a fly ball to center field, and this is going to be a fly out for out number 2. And here's a 4-5. 4-5 to a -3 is going to be a fly out, and that's a fly ball to right center field that the center fielder Senzel is going to get to and put away. The Braves do put up 2 more in the 6th, and they take a 4-2 lead on the Adam Duvall home run. Duvall 2 for 3 on the day with the big jack to left center field. And that's going to be Tommy Pham, Votto, and Farmer. So heart of the order for the Reds. This is where all their scoring has come from. So let's see if they can bounce back against Max Fried. Here's a 2-4, 2-4 to an 11. It's going to be a strikeout. And that's K looking for Max Fried as he drops a changeup on him. Don't see that too often, but he does. He is developing the changeup. And it's going to be Votto, a 2-5 to Votto, who is 6 batting runs. 2-5 is going to be a fly out, but that's an error check on the right fielder, who is Duvall. He's racing back to the corner, and he just gets there in time, squeezes it, and makes the out. That's going to be out number 2. Brings up Farmer. Farmer, the shortstop, is 0 for 2. There's a 4-6 to a 1. That's going to be a strikeout for Max Fried. And how many did we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Ks for Max Fried through 6 innings. And that's going to be out number 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Reds in the bottom of the 6th as Fried shuts them down. And we come back to the top of the 7th. Going to leave Sessa in. He can go 5 batters before he needs to tire. He's pitching out of this last column, just like Minor. So there's nowhere really for him to go if we push him past 5 batters. He'll be facing off against top of the order. It'll be Acuna, Swanson, and Olson. A 1-5 to Acuna, who is a 25. Is going to be a ground out to the first baseman. So he smokes it right down the line. Votto makes a really nice play, tosses it over to first, and they get Acuna by a step and a half. It's going to be Swanson up now. Here's a 1-1. A 1-1 to Swanson, who is a 20. is a double. You see, he just moved out of this column over to this one in this game, and that's going to be a two-bagger for Dansby Swanson. That's his second double of the day. He had an RBI double back in the 5th inning. It's going to be Olson to the plate, one on in scoring position with only one out. Here's a 2-6, 2-6 to a 27. Is going to be a single with an error check. So that's a single to right down the left field line as he sneaks it past the third baseman. No error on the play. And now we got to decide, are we going to send him? Let's go and try to send him. Who's the left fielder? Left fielder's Tommy Pham. I've flirted at times with making a negative fielder add one to the runner, and then a positive fielder subtracting one from the player's run rating. I've flirted with that before. I haven't ever really used that mechanic. I'm not going to do it here. Just going to go straight up off of his run number or his speed number. It's 1 to 6. He's going to be safe at home. Otherwise, he is going to be out. And he is safe as he gets in under the tag. And that's going to be an RBI single for for Olson. Olson now 2 for 3. He does have a walk, and he's got an RBI. He got thrown out at the plate trying to score on this Riley double. The Braves take a 5-2 lead on the Olson single down the left field line. This is going to be Riley. Riley with the double, RBI double his last at bat. 2-5 to Riley, who's a 22. This may be a fly out to the right center field gap. Let's check the error on there. Oh, and there is an error, so no out is recorded. That's going to be an E9 on the right fielder, Almora, who gets there, but he can't squeeze it, and the ball pops out. And a little bit of an error there for the Reds, as they have 2 on now with only 1 out, 1 already in for the Braves. And here's the big hit, a 3-3 to d'Arnaud, 3-3 to a 6, and that's going to be a jack. As d'Arnaud gets a hold of one, he rips it into left center field, and that's a no-doubter. And that just might be it for the Reds. Definitely going to be it for Sessa, as we're going to have to get him out of the game before he completely blows up his ERA. And that's going to be a home run. Actually, it won't be blowing up his ERA because it's an error, right? So there's a couple of unearned runs there. But 4 runs in the 7th inning for the Braves, and this one's getting out of hand. Let's go ahead and bring in the new reliever for Cincinnati. Already had him pulled up here. It's going to be Jeff Hoffman is who they brought into the game last night. Maybe he's going to be able to deal with things a little bit better. I think he's a right-hander. What is he? 398. And hopefully he can bring some relief to this game. So we get 2/3, 1 inning. So he goes 1 inning and gives up 1, 2, 3 hits, 4 runs, no walks, and no Ks. So that will close the book on Sessa as he gives up 4 runs in the 7th inning. And we're going to look at Hoffman. His name is Jeff Hoffman, coming in for the Reds, and he'll be facing off against Ozuna, Duvall, and Arcia. A 1-4, 1-4 to a -3. Hoffman is a 398 FIP, so he is going to be in the second column. And a 1-4 to a -3 is a hit by pitcher, a walk. So Ozuna takes a walk from the new pitcher. And 1 on and nobody, 1 out. 1 on and 1 out. That out was so long ago, hard to remember it. Here's a 4-4 to a -7. 4-4 to a -7 is going to be a long single to the right center field gap. Because Duvall's number is a 6, he's actually going to turn that into a hustle double, so he's coming right out of the box. We're going to stop Ozuna at third base, just not pouring it on here. And it's going to be Arcia to the plate. 4-6 to Arcia is a double play or a strikeout. With no double play situation here, it's going to be a K. So Hoffman comes back and gets the K for out number 2. Runners at second and third for Michael Harris the second. Another 4-6, also going to be a strikeout. And so Hoffman comes back nicely and strikes out the last two batters in the batting order, but not before the Braves get 4 on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, and they leave 2. And we take 6-8-2 is our score as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 18, so 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Fried has one more inning before he has to drop down, and he'll be facing off against Solano, Almora, and Senzel. 2-3, 2-3 to a 0 is going to be a ground out to the second baseman. And check the error on Arcia. No error as he gets it over to Olson for the out. And one out with Almora Jr. coming up. He had a 2 RBI single his last at bat. That's going to be a 2-5, no single this time. 2-5 to a -6 is going to be a fly out with an error check. So a fly out to Harris. Harris comes in hard on it, and he makes a really nice play right at the shoestrings for out number 2. And Senzel to the plate. Here's a 1-2. That's a ground out. No runners on base, so the advance doesn't mean anything. And that's going to be a ground ball to second base. Arcia puts it away. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Max Fried. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll just go ahead and leave Hoffman out there. He's still pitching out of the second column, and we'll see if he can get him one more inning. Maybe have to make one more pitching change. He's going to be facing off against Acuna, Swanson, and Olson as the Braves battered around that last inning. Everybody gets a 5th at-bat in this game. So there's a 1-5 to Acuna, who is a 25 batting runs. 1-5 is going to be a ground out to the first baseman. Votto tosses it to the pitcher, Hoffman, who's covering first. And that's out number 1. Here's a 3-4 to Swanson. This could be trouble. 3-4 to a 20. That's going to be a home run check, or it could be a strikeout. The D9 is a 6. If it's an 8 or a 9, it's a K. If it's not, it's a bomb. And Dansby Swanson goes yard. And he's got 2 doubles and a home run. And the Braves just keep tacking it on. Now 9-2 is the lead. Matty Olson, who is a 27 batting runs, had a single. RBI single his last at bat. Here's a 6-6. 6-6 to a 27 is going to be a long single. Olson with a 5 speed is just going to stay at first base. And so he hits a single down the line that Almora gets to quickly, keeps him at first. And it's be 1 down with 1 on, and Austin Riley to the plate. A 3-6. 3-6 is a blank here, and Riley is a 22. So 3-6 to a 22 is a fly ball. Hit well to the gap, but getting there is Almora, and that's going to be 2 nice plays in the inning by him. 2 down now. Matty Olson stays at first, and a 1-5 to a 6. 1-5 to a 6 is going to be a knock for Travis d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud with his second hit of the day. That's going to push Olson to second base. And 2 on and 2 down for Marcell Ozuna. A 1-2, that's going to be a ground out to the third baseman. Hits it sharply, but the third baseman Solano is there, and he makes the play this time. He's got 1 error in the game. And the Braves do get 1 on the Dansby Swanson home run. So that makes it 5-7-9-2. And that's actually really close to our score from last night, which was 9-1. So we'll see if this holds or not, or if Cincinnati can muster anything against Max Fried. They had a little bit of a flurry here in the, in the 4th inning. Got a couple of runs on an Almora Jr. single, but not much happening since then. Fried going strong. He is into the second column now, as he's at 26 batters starting this inning, which is past his stamina. I think Miner made it past his too. Hoffman definitely is past his. We're going to need to get a new pitcher in there. And so we're going to go with Papierski, India, and Drury for Cincinnati. It's going to be a 4-4 to a -7. 4-4 to a -7. That's going to be a long single. His speed is only a 5, so we're going to leave that at first base, and the catcher is on with a single up the middle. Brings up Jonathan India. India 0 for 3. Here's a 1-5 to a 1. 1-5 to a 1. That's going to be a base knock, so back-to-back singles for the Reds. And it's not for lack of putting guys on base that they haven't scored. So let's see if they got something in Brandon Drury. A 4-5, 4-5 to Drury, who's an 11. That's going to be another single. So 3 singles in a row. And bases are now loaded for Cincinnati. Let's see what Tommy Pham can do. Pham and 11 batting runs. Here's a 2-4, 2-4 to an 11. 2-4 to an 11 is going to be a double play or a strikeout. There's definitely a double play opportunity here, as that is going to go to the second base, and we're going to go 4-6-3 on that automatic double play. That is going to score a run. So that's 1, that's 2. He's going to move on the fielder's choice, and he's going to score. So the Braves will trade that 1 run for 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 down now. Runner at third base, and it's going to be Joey Votto. A 1-4 to Votto. 1-4 to, still nothing here. A 1-4 to a 6 is a hit by pitch or a walk. So Votto takes the walk. And runners at first and third for Kyle Farmer. A 1-1 in the second column. A 1-1 is still a strikeout, and so Max Fried comes back and gets a strikeout, angry at himself for allowing all those dinky hits. And that's going to be 1 run in for Cincinnati. It's going to be 9-3 now, and we head to the top of the 9th inning. Let's get a new pitcher for Cincinnati. All right, and continuing the theme of former Braves playing against them, we're going to bring in Lucas Sims, who is also a Braves farmhand from back in the day. Highly touted pitcher back through the mid-2000s, like 2010s, and got traded away to the Reds. Let's see. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 hits, 4 hits. So he goes 1 2/3. Does Hoffman, gives a 3 hits, 1 run. The home run here to Swanson. 1 walk and 1, 2 Ks. So that closes the book on Hoffman, and Lucas Sims is going to come into the game. He's facing the bottom of the order for the Braves. Duvall, Arcia, and Harris. You can see there, by the way, these are the my little application here with the projected stats. I can see the pitchers or the batters, so that was easy to sort of find everybody, and I like that. So we go to the batter, who is Duvall. Duvall, 3 for 4. Big day for him. 2-run home run, couple doubles, and he'll be facing off against the lefty Lucas Sims. This is going to be a 1-3, 1-3 to a -7. Sims is pitching out of this second column, by the way, 3.96 FIP. 1-3 to a -7 is be a ground ball. Hit to the second baseman as he goes out and chases that pitch off the corner and knocks it to the second baseman for out number 1. No problem for India. Arcia to the plate, and here's going to be a ground ball. This is hit well, but right to the third baseman, Solano, and he picks it up over to Votto for out number 2, and it is Harris to the plate. 1-6, Harris lifts one into right center field, and on his horse is Senzel, and he makes a really nice running play out in right center field to rob Harris of a hit, and that's going to be 3 down for the Braves. So Lucas Sims coming in, doing the job. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, no Ks, and he just takes care of business for the Reds. And we are heading to the bottom of the 9th inning. Going to let Trey Fried try to close this one out. He's going to be pitching out of column 3. We'll see if he gets in any trouble. We're going to just remove him from the game, but for simplicity's sake, let's leave him in there to try to complete it. The Braves are up 9-3 going into the bottom of the 9th inning. It'll be Solano, Almore Jr., and Senzel for the Reds. A 2-6. 2-6 is long gone, no longer a strikeout for him. So a 2-6 to a 0 is going to be a ground ball to Riley. On 2 hops, he picks it up over to Olsen, and that's out number 1. Here's a 2-5 to a -6. 2-5 to a -6 would be a fly ball with an error check. So that's a fly out to right field, as the right fielder is, who is that? Duvall. He's coming in hard, and he will make the running catch on a dying quail out to right. And that's going to be 2 down. And last chance for Cincinnati is Nick Senzel. A 3-6. 3-6 is going to be a walk, so that comes right off of the pitcher column. You can see how things are affected as you move this way through the game. And Fried is now pitching out of column 3 as if he were a 4.5 FIP pitcher. Papierski, he's 1 for 2 or 1 for 3. He had a single in his last at bat. He's going to walk here, looks like. 1-4. No, that's going to be a double. And so a 2-bagger for the catcher. That as a 5 speed, I don't know. You got to play for runs here, so you get thrown out the plate, it's it. So they hold him at third, second, third. We're going to get a pitching change. So let's bring in, who should we bring in? Darren O'Day, somebody like that. We're going to go with Colin McHugh. They got some guys who don't come in super often that are just excellent. 304 FIP for McHugh, and he can face 6 batters. So it's sort of an embarrassment of riches in the bullpen for the Braves in a lot of ways. The guys who don't come in too much are, McHugh, Darren O'Day. These guys are like sub 3.5 ERA, or FIP. So Fried, let's check things out for him. He goes 8 2/3. He's angry that he has to get taken out of the ball game. I'm angry that I have to take him out because he just needs to finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits and 3 runs. 1, 2, 3 walks and a boatload of Ks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts. So book not closed on him. One more out to go, and Colin McHugh is going to come in and get that out. 8 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and 9 Ks. We got 2 on the pond here with Jonathan India coming to the plate. There's a 1-3. McHugh throws 1 pitch, gets the ground out to the second baseman, Arcia, over to first, and that's going to be it as McHugh goes zeros on everything, and that's going to be the end of your ball game. So, shutdown inning there in the 9th. McHugh comes in and throws 1 pitch, gets him out of the inning, and that's going to be your ball game as the Braves win this one 9-3 behind a very strong Maxwell Fried start. Gives up only the 8 hits, and so 11 hits for the Braves. I think each team had 1 error. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 errors for the Reds. Oh, wrong one. And then 1 error, I think, for the Braves. Thought there was an error in there, but not. Guess not. So no errors. So clean game for the Braves. Not so great for Cincinnati, and a rough game. Let me go back and total all these up, and then we'll come back with the final totals. All right, we're back with the totals. For the Braves, it's going to be 9 runs on 11 hits, no errors. For Cincinnati, it's 3 runs on 8 hits and 3 errors in the ball game. Our player of the game is going to be Travis d'Arnaud, although if this were hockey, we'd have our 3 stars. It'd be d'Arnaud, Swanson, and Max Fried. I give it to d'Arnaud for his hitting, 2 for 5, a 3-run home run, a single. He scored 2 runs, 3 RBIs, but he also handled Fried through 8 2/3 innings for the win. And other notables, 3 for 4 for Matt Olson, as he had 3 singles, including an RBI. 1 for 5 for Riley, he had an RBI double, and 3 for 5 for Adam Duvall. So good game for him. 2 doubles and a home run. A couple of RBIs on the home run as well. The hat trick for Michael Harris, the second. Freed, 8 innings, 8 2/3, 8 hits, 3 runs. McHugh comes in, throws 1 pitch, gets him out of the ball game. And for Mike Minor, a decent enough start for a guy with an almost 6 FIP. He takes the loss though. 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. He did strike out 7 over 5 1/3. Sessa gives up 4 runs. Hoffman 1 run, and then Lucas Sims comes in and closes out the game for the Reds. For the Reds, India with 1 hit in 5 trips. Drury 2 for 4 with a run scored, a couple singles. Pham had an RBI and a base knock. Votto, the ageless one, 1 for 3, did take a walk, very Votto-ish. And Almora Jr. with an RBI single, 2 RBI single, back in the 4th inning, accounted for almost all of the Reds scoring. And Papirski, look at this, out of the 9 hole, he's 2 for 4 with a couple of hits and a run scored. And so that's going to be it for this game. This was part of the Braves 2022 instant replay. And we are replaying the first game of every series in 2022. And they'll be playing this weekend set in Cincinnati at the Great American Ballpark. And then next week on Monday, I believe, they come back to play somebody, St. Louis, another Central Division team. So it'll be the next game that you see in this series is going to be the Redbirds at Atlanta. And we'll see how that series goes for the Braves. And hopefully they take this series here. The real game was 9-1 here. We're at 9-3. Had a little bit of a question on one of my last video or on one of the forums about the accuracy of on-base baseball. If that's something that you're seeing, then I'd love for you to tell me. But everything I can see is these guys are performing as they would in real life. Most of this looks about right and feels about right if you had to guess a game between Atlanta and Cincinnati right now. So that's where we are. If you want to purchase On Base Baseball, go to onbasebaseball.com and you can purchase any game. You can download the demo, which the demo, maybe that's what he's talking about. I'm not sure, but the demo is from 2019 and you can try out On Base Baseball. You can also download these sheets. You can download these game engine charts. You can choose the modern ones. You can choose the decade rosters charts. So like from the different decades that are sort of contextualized. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. I take all comers, and I stand by the game and what I've done to create this. So if you have any suggestions or comments or questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can also email me at onbasebaseball@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to exchange there as well. New games coming out, Dog Days Baseball, Yaya Tabletop Baseball. So these are games that I'm currently producing and working on, and a couple of others that are sort of on the back burner for now. But those two are getting close as people are playing them and finding out more ways that we can make them better. I do plan to do another on-base advanced game set, I guess. And I'll be doing the all-star teams. So once those are announced, then I can begin working on those and release those for 2022. I think that's it from here. The next game will be next week. So look for that probably on Tuesday. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.